Hello everyone, it's again me. We're speaking about mental health now. No, we're not. So, this panel is a special one because it's speaking about showcase conferences in our region, and we have our special guest here, Login from Taxirat and PIN conference from Macedonia, Oskar, who is from Eurosonic. He is actually from our region, but he's in charge for the, let me say, best conference we have in Europe, dealing with the upcoming talents. For me, first time I've been to his conference, it was 2007. Since then, we are part of the ETEP exchange program or Eurosonic exchange program, and we did like a couple of projects, EU projects with them, like a CTEP, and they're like a institution for showcase conferences. We have Daniel, who is from from Hungary, which is like respectable conference in our region, from Budapest. How many years is it taking place?
This is the 8th edition.
8th edition of Bush Conference.
It will be this year.
And we have Burazer from Croatia. So tell us, you're working on the conference? Or?
We will have first edition of our conference in Šibenik in September.
Nice.
Yeah, from 14th to 17th of September. It's called Ship.
Ship.
Yeah, ship like boat.
Nice, nice.
Ship and we have boat. Yeah, ship like boat and ship. Yeah. And I work in Croatian Music Export Office with Music Croatia. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, like, we are also with this program part of the Kontakt conference, and we're gonna speak like why showcase conferences are important for our market and for who they are important. Like because at the showcase conferences, you have audience who are seeing the bands, but you have also professionals from different areas who are working in the music industry, and also different levels of, let me say, workshops and knowledge, industry people sharing between themselves in order to become better than they are. So maybe we can start, I don't know, maybe a couple of words of each conference from your side to explain like what your conference is presenting and why you're running that, where you're finding inspiration to running that conference, and what is your result of the conference, why your conference is so special. And I will start with Login, because Login is doing everything, so he's like domestic here, and he's doing the maybe best conference in the region, PIN conference. So tell us how many years you're doing and why you're doing that in the first place.
Hello to everybody. So I do conference because when I was young, I was dreamed to have a big party with all my friends, and I organized this PIN because on that day it's my birthday, so it's very special day for me. And this year will be the 10th anniversary of PIN and my 47 years birthday anniversary. I don't know. So.
Okay,
so to go
beside your birthday,
okay.
like, it's international conference and you have international delegates. As I saw, the conference grow every year, and now you have like pretty much everyone from Europe coming to your conference. Why? Not because of your birthday?
They come to first of all, okay, I will try to be normal.
Yes. No need.
Yes.
Just like.
Okay, hello everybody. It's not my birthday. When I do the PIN conference, it's happened every year at the last weekend in November. This year will be 10th anniversary, and we start this idea because in our small country, don't have, for example, music export office, don't have any school or any manager who can teach you how to grow up, how to make a networking, how to grow up. So me as a unofficial Minister of Culture decide to make something for Macedonian scene. So and use all my friends around Europe to come to Macedonia for 3 days and teach us a little bit what needed to make better and take all his money. So because that we grow up, I think every year I feel with my kilos. And this year we plan to have around 400 international delegates, what is a good number for Youth Cultural Center where capacity is 400. 800. So half of the people there will be international delegates. We're still working on the hardest thing in my country to explain to the people in music why this showcase is important, why the word networking means something, and why export is important for our country. I think that our results are very small every year, but small by small coming big. So this is for short.
Nice. It was also like a part of Taxirat. Is it still part of Taxirat? Like, is
Yes.
it connected to Taxirat?
Yes.
Taxirat is a festival he's
Yes.
been doing for more than 20 years or something.
This year is 25th edition, and yes, it's part of festival because during the Taxirat it's kind of umbrella of many smaller events. Like we have a contest for a best young musician named at Loserfest. We have also Pink Conference 3 days and many other events what we're doing during this festival, and finishing in the biggest hall in Skopje for 10,000 people when we celebrate usually the new government.
Thank you, Lord. Give me that mic. So, like, Daniel, tell us about Bush. Like, you mentioned it exists like 8 years, yeah? And you have showcases, you have band playing there, you have industry people from the industry, you have also someone who is doing keynote speech every year. But like, what keeps you motivated to do that show conference? And is it having influence in Budapest and in the whole region?
Yeah. So Budapest Showcase, aka Bush Festival, is not only about the Budapest and the Hungarian music scene. We are trying to focus on the entire Eastern European music scene, which is the most important idea behind this whole project. And it came through my previous work, which was I was an A&R at a music licensing agency, which was called East Taste Music. I'm not working there anymore, and this was a company that was focusing on new Eastern European music. So throughout these 10 plus years, we got to know shitloads of bands, labels, and actually all music industry people in the region. And that was the time when we decided to put this kind of like unique network that we built up to a more visible level. And yeah, that's how the whole idea came. And it's still this is the main idea behind it. And yeah, that's why as you said, we also do a conference in the daytime, like most of the showcase events, and gigs in the evenings, all around Budapest in the center. So the format is very similar like all the other showcase festivals.
Talking about like maybe information for the audience, maybe the audience don't know
About what?
formats.
Yeah. Sure. So we have one dedicated conference venue. It's a relatively big venue, very nice venue built in the 50s. in the very middle of Budapest. It's called Fesa Club. It used to be the back in the 70s and the 80s. It was like the hub of the Budapest alternative scene, like the hippie scene, like all the artists. And my father's generation was always hanging out at this particular venue. So it's a very nice and historical building. And the music venues are changing a little bit every year because venues are popping up and closing down. In Budapest, unfortunately, they are most of the times are very short lived. Yeah, sorry for the English. But we have some venues are very strong, and for example, we have this very special music venue. It's a synagogue, which was reopened 3 years ago after 7 years of renovation, and it's just the state of the art. It has a very special acoustic sound system and atmosphere, and we always have highlighted gigs over there. But we also have like tiny little venues from 70 cap to 1,100 cap venues. Also this year we are planning a 3,000 cap venue, but it's not confirmed yet, so it's maybe not going to happen. I don't know. We will see. Yeah.
Oskar, your turn. So, tell us about Eurosonic, for the people who don't know here for the Eurosonic, what is represent. And let me say, by the bands from Serbia who are going to play at Eurosonic, people slowly finding out about Eurosonic, that it existed, and that it's a platform for upcoming talents to play there. You had many artists before they become famous playing at your festival, like the first time to present themselves to the other promoters, other festivals. By the way, beside the showcase conference, which is Eurosonic, on the same place during that conference, there's many organizations present there, like European Association of the Festivals, like European Festival Awards, like EBO Awards, or like now it's a MMA Award, MME Award. And tell us like a little bit about it, how it started and how it is now.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I have not been that many times as you've been to Eurosonic, in fact, even though I work for that organization. Let's start with that.
That doesn't mean anything.
But I do work for Eurosonic for the past 7 years. This was my 7th edition now. But Eurosonic is around for 37 years total. So this was the 37th edition, including 2 digital ones, which were something that we try to forget, but it's good to mention. And it all started by just being a festival in the north of Holland for bands from the region. And they said, we want to have like some kind of a platform for young bands to show up and to present themselves. And then I think the year 2 or 3, they decided, okay, we're going to have a battle between the bands from the Netherlands with bands from Belgium. So they brought 2 kind of countries there, and we're going to see who's best. There was a winner, let's say, of that evening. And then it started slowly to grow, and it became actually what it is right now, which is a hub for the whole of Europe. The basic principle of Eurosonic is that you go to this festival once a year to make all your connections for the next year, so you can work across the continent. We showcase about 350 bands in 4 days, so just under 100 bands per day. And as you mentioned, these are like very emerging talents. So we're always trying to book acts before they're big. There is no like...
Not only you, festivals, other festivals trying to book them at your team before they become big.
So the basic principle of a showcase festival is that we invite a lot of professionals which can make business with the bands that they see there, and with their managements and with their agents and with their labels representatives. So as you mentioned, we have about 120 festivals that are partnering with us, so those are always coming. This is a part of ESNS Exchange, as you mentioned before. And then on top of this, we have another 200 festivals that are just coming there to shop there. And that's not including even venues, that's not including, other professionals that are attending. So in total, we have 4,000, this year we had 4,200 professional delegates attending the conference. This is happening on Thursday and on Friday. So basically you walk in this conference center where all the panels are, and whoever you see in that room is your potential person that you can work with. Maybe it's a label, maybe it's a festival that book you, maybe it's another manager, whatever. And then in the evening we have the Eurosonic part of the festival, which is about the European bands. It's happening Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. We have, this year we had in total about like 40 venues that we used. And it's like a city festival, so you go from one venue that's over here and another one at the end of the street and the other one at the end of the other street.
And it's happening in Groningen, which is a small city, so which makes all the venues on a walking distance, so you can easily achieve to see what you plan to see, so you don't lose like half an hour driving to the other venue.
Exactly, so the most you need to walk is like, I think it's calculated to 15-20 minutes, but that's like from the farthest end of the city to the other side of from the farthest venue to the other side of the farthest venue. So that's kind of like what we're trying to, So basically you can just hop from one venue to the other. In total we had 44,000 visitors this edition in January. And
I just want to say, during the Eurosonic, the whole city became the festival.
Yeah, indeed. The city of Groningen is also a big supporter of us. We basically just closed down the whole city center just for this. We put like the massive stage, the open stage in the middle of the city, where actually Kontakt played this year in January, represented by our dear colleague here on my right.
Shy guy on the corner.
And she was amazing, and it's always great to see bands coming from all parts of Europe getting, recognized and also like adored by, the visitors of the event, because I think that Eurosonic also built its profile for its visitors, that they're interested in hearing new music, interested in music from other parts of Europe. We had also Koji, who was nominated for the MME Awards, the Music Moves Europe Awards.
That's a huge success because it's the first time Serbian band is nominated for that award.
Exactly, and they're making a wave. After they played at Eurosonic, they also had now a tour in the Benelux area, and I'm talking to their label, and they're very happy with all the plans that they have lined up for the summer. So January is also like that month when festivals are still booking for the summer. So if you have your band showcasing at
Special treatment, yeah?
One more.
And you kept Saturday for the local bands, let me say national bands, yeah?
On Saturday we have all of the industry from the Netherlands joining. We have the national broadcaster being at this conference center broadcasting live. We do the biggest music prize in Holland for the Dutch bands. And so then you have one evening which is only reserved for the domestic scene, so that people also connect within the market.
Good. So let's speak a little bit about how the bands apply to play at your festival, how the whole process is going, how you pick up who's going to play at your festival.
The basic thing that we do is we open always artist applications, which are open from May 1st until September 1st. And during this time you can just go on our website, fill in a form, and then you send it, and then we review it in September, and we usually get back to the people before November 1st. But the basic principle of booking it is this diversity in Europe. So we literally look at the applicants from each country. So let's say we look at Serbian bands that applied, and we try to make a story out of it. We look which bands from this country are, the most, have the best potential to make business outside of their home country. So a Serbian band that can be successful also, in the region, or in France, or in the UK. So this is kind of like the approach that we have. And then based on how many successful bands are that year from the country, they get assigned a slot that we believe that's the best for them.
Logan, tell us like what now when you're comfortable and have a nice drink, like how you choose the bands who's gonna play at the PIN conference, and are you covering the region, so you have like the bands playing outside the region as well?
Yeah, sorry. So we have open call, and on this open call we choose half of the program, and it's international call where through Geek Meet, I think, where everybody can apply. So 25% of them we choose for at least for Macedonian artists, because the idea is to present Macedonian music to the delegates what coming on the conference, and 25% we choose by ourselves going on conferences, festival, shows around Europe, because we're trying to be almost everywhere. And
do you have like selection team, or you're selecting the bands, or how that works?
Yes, we have a selection team, and half of the office in Passport are musician. I'm total anti-talent. I know just to read the money. So they choose the artist. So I leave this to.
While you count the money, they choose the artist.
Yeah, they choose the artist. Then I cut half of them because they're expensive, and then I choose the rest. So no. We work a lot with the export offices in Europe. So sometimes when we will find some good Estonian artists, we also call Music Estonia for support and help. And this helps also. This work also with many export offices in Europe. Also, if we try to cover his costs, if we cannot offer it to cover something through embassies and this kind of ways. So the young team of Password choose the almost 90% of the program.
Is there any application period when you're starting and finish it? Like, if I'm the band from Slovenia, for example, and I want to play at the PIN conference, what should I do? How can I apply to play there?
This is official call, so it's going
when
through.
It's happening.
It's happening. Nela, help me. So to translate, the open call is open at now and finishing of 15th of April.
So this is like the first time we have questions from the speakers, not from the audience.
Yes, yes. So till 1st of May we will have at least 50% of the confirmed program. Then after the summer, when we will see everything, almost the festival, conference, the networking, friendship with the rest of the export offices partners outside, then we close the program. We also have a rules, non-one bands to don't play in Macedonia before, so the at least 6 months before. This rule is for Macedonian artists. This rule is also for foreign artists, because the idea is on the conference is to show the young potential or good but not famous bands in our country. So that's the idea of the conference. And during the conference, it's not just the shows. We try to do a lot of workshops, one-by-one session, a lot of food, a lot of drinks, just to help to all of the delegates to make some business and exchange something. To survive, when you will come, you will know.
Struggle is real. So tell me, Daniel, like about your it's like how if I'm the band from this area, like how I apply? Do you have like the dates when you have open call for the bands? How that work?
Yeah, so we also do some open calls every year. However, it's not the main platform how the bands can be booked for Bush.
Okay.
We usually book like 2-3 artists only by the open calls. However, we get like almost 1,000 applicants every year, so it's very hard to.
How did the selection coming from your side? So you have like 1,000 applicants.
Yeah, actually it's pretty similar, like Oskar said, because we always try to find a good story behind an artist, and yeah, we always try to observe their presence on all the social media platforms, how active they are, like for example touring or whatever. So it's always a discussion within the whole team. It's not one person decision. It's not only my decision.
So it's the whole team
It's
speaking
the whole,
about.
yeah. We always discuss these things, like 6-7 of us.
Nice.
But the main way to get to the Bush lineup is every year we do quite a big nomination round within Eastern Europe. We ask like hundreds, almost 1,000 music industry professionals from 14 countries that we cover to nominate artists. It's basically like they are our curators. Of course, not all of them are answering or taking part of this whole process, but most of them. And this is very important for us because every year we have a fresh view on their local scenes. Because of course, from Budapest, from Hungary, it's very hard to see the latest. Exciting music products, for example, in Estonia or whatever. So this is a very important thing for us, and so basically these curators nominate the artists, and we do top lists by the votes, and this is the list we use for every year for booking, and we go through a priority order, and also we have a lot of partners like I don't know, Hemi or export offices or ETAP or.
Didn't you also have like a system of recommendations which was like feeding into this? Didn't you also have like a system of recommendations? So like you would ask professionals from the region
Like sending emails to professionals from the regions to recommend what is relevant in their region for you, like insights from different regions. Different countries.
Yeah, absolutely. We absolutely do this. So yeah, it's kind of like a mixture of everything. Open call, local professionals, partners, ETAP. So yeah, this is the booking.
You're starting now this year like a first edition, yeah?
Yeah.
At the ship.
Yeah, I must tell we don't have any history.
Okay.
But we
But
have.
how
But we
you
have
gonna
seen.
choose the bands? How you gonna choose the artists and like you have selection team or one person choosing them?
No.
How that works?
We have selection team. We have an open call till 30 of April.
Okay.
Yeah, it's open call for the local bands and the international bands. We will have around 40 artists for the first year, so it will be half of Croatian artists and half of foreign artists.
Nice.
Not just regional, like whole Europe or I don't know, whole world, if I can say now. We will have some, in my opinion, is special venues in Šibenik on the coast. We have sea. You have like last chance to swim by the sea and network by the sea in September. So it will be nice. You can follow us on the social media and you will find out about our venues because we will start to announce them in I don't know next couple of weeks. So and usually we are trying to we have been on all these showcase festivals when with Daniel and Oskar and Login especially because we learned from them, and I must say Kontakt also and Ment because we started with the nearest one that it's nearest to Croatia, so there's the huge amount of information and good network connections with the good people that are helping us. I can say Marto Naraj, he's not here, but Soundcheck is our, I don't know.
It's a great.
Yeah, it's shadow man for for us. So it's not a shadow. He's our friend and he's helping us also like login and everyone. So
Nice.
it's yeah. And that's the whole situation.
Good.
Sorry. Yeah, the Godfather. Yeah.
Good. I wanted to ask you, like, let's go from you because you have a mic now,
Okay.
and we are like wrapped with the cables. So, regarding support of the government, do they support you on which way? Do you like? Do they want to be part of it, or like, do they at all see what you're doing in Croatia?
Yeah, they are seeing it because we started as association of collecting performance society. They like started the Music Export Office Croatia, and then we started like co-financing the bands on tour, on go to showcase festivals, and they saw the like it's going great, so we want to be a part of it. We want to finance them. We want to be like small wheel in the whole system. So it's good for us because they are trying to help us and to help the bands and artists and the ship conference and everything. So it's getting better. Yeah.
Good. You're just starting. So
Yeah, we are in a honeymoon period, like my colleague Frane said. So I don't know. It will last just for 1 year, but I hope that is not.
It will be great. Daniel, tell us like your relationship with the government. Not only government, like the mayor, city, government. Like, do they recognize you? Do they support you? On which way they support you?
That's a tough situation in Hungary because the Hungarian government in general is not really famous about supporting culture, like real culture. But luckily, Budapest is kind of like it's like kind of like a different city in the middle of, or a different country in the middle of the country, because the mayor of the city is opposition party, and so the city recognizes us, of course, and we try to work together. Actually, it looks like this year we're gonna have a more proper partnership with them, and in previous years, especially the last 2 years, that was the time when we had some other government or state fundings. For example, there is the National Cultural Fund. There are always open applications. You can ask money for different kind of projects, but we always got something, but it was never the main part of our budget. It was never. It was more like just a little sign of we are not canceling you. That we kind of support you.
Sometimes help when they are not against you.
Yeah. That was in the previous. Actually, every year is very different budgeting wise. So we of course we try to avoid to be dependent fully on governmental money, because I think it's unhealthy, and that's why we always try to involve different kind of partners, like brands or international partners, or even EU money. So it's every year we have to start it from ground zero, but it's one of the biggest challenge of Bush. So it's interesting actually.
Nice. Oskar, since 1961, are you recognized by your government? Do they see that you're a national interest for them?
Yeah.
How that works for you? Because you're like the biggest showcase conference in Europe.
Well, the thing is that we bring a big benefit towards the city. Should I start?
This is part of the.
Yeah. This was planned. Because of so many years of Eurosonic, we are one of the strongest brands in the city of Groningen. So literally, Groningen is recognized because of our event. And it's also linked to be like one of the music cities in Europe, because this event has been happening year over year over year. So Eurosonic is in fact recognized on all levels, on the city level, on the municipal level, provincial level, government, like the national government, and also on the EU level. However, all of those partners are still not bringing enough money to be only dependent on funding. And even though, so I need to do a little disclaimer, we're a complete NGO. Eurosonic, ESNS, is a non-governmental organization, foundation, which only works for one mission and vision, which is supporting up-and-coming artists. So we are not driven by money. We don't care if we make money at the end of the year. What we need to do is we need to break even, and of course you need to go. You shouldn't lose money. So we're definitely still in the business of selling tickets. This is the business. We need to sell tickets in order to be break even at the end of the year. But it is very important for us to have the support on all the levels, and it is recognized. That we support. Well, the support is also divided into which parts of the industry we serve. So, for example, on the local level, we have a very, let's say, a system of supporting very local bands from Groningen. Then on the provincial level, we have like all the northern provinces connecting together for the new and up-and-coming bands. From the national part, we have the Dutch Day, which is supporting the Dutch industry. And then on the Eurosonic days, we have the European funding, which basically helps all the bands from around Europe to also benefit from this. So every band that plays at Eurosonic, for example, if I go into specificity, and it's booked by one of our partners, is going to get money from the EU. So this is the way we support those bands getting cross-border bookings.
Nice. So there's lots of things we can learn from you, as always, from your organization.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. Login, beside you, Minister of Culture of Macedonia. Did the government recognize you? Do I have support from them? Is it like a city or like a national, or what instance?
How far we are from Europe?
Not
I will tell you with one example. For example, I cannot go on honeymoon with my colleague in other countries, not even in Macedonia. So we don't cry that we don't have a support from the government. We don't cry because we don't have support.
But do they recognize you?
Yes, just my...
Not you, your team?
No, unfortunately
not.
Not
At all.
Unfortunately not, but me as a guy who representative the companies this negotiation have a problem to talk too much with politicians. We're trying through the application. I cannot say that we are not success, but you have, for example, rules that you cannot apply for more than 2 projects in Ministry of Culture. So when we don't have just a conference, we have few festivals. So we need to choose on which application with which application to apply. So we choose most important for us are festivals, and festivals then covered the part of the whole conference what is not calculate in any budget, but after many years cannot say losing money, because it was our wish and love to do the conference. After many years, we grow up with many European projects, because our company is involved in projects like MOS, like HEMI, like SMA, Safe Place, and some others. So these European projects help us to cover some cost, plus the relationship, but we grow up with, sorry, because of the cable I cannot watch you, so I need, this is my maximum. So
You can look at me.
yes, you're the best. So we don't cry. We try many years, but it's first of all they cannot understand. It's not problem of login. It's a problem of the whole culture. What's happening in our country. So on national level. So we cannot succeed like guys from SHIP after 6 months to not to have a conference, to make an export bureau. What is fucking impossible, you know.
Well, they're part of you. You're not.
Yes, I forget. But we don't cry. We believe that we have our events happen in Youth Cultural Center, so we are a little bit lucky because there are 5, 6, 10 normal people there who understand our mission and wish. So in good cooperation with them, we can make our event success, let's say.
How many people are working on a conference? Showcase conference.
Plus, on our conference, tickets are free, accreditation are free.
No, how many?
No. I
people
understand. Just to tell you that we cut it plus all sources because we want to our audience to show the young artists and to bring as much as possible delegates because we don't take any.
You don't think if they pay, they will,
Yes,
more
of
appreciate
course,
you?
my friend, will be worse than here. So sorry, don't want to say nothing bad, but we're trying to we want to have as much as possible people. Now, tell me.
How many people in the office working on the conference?
In office, when I talk with sponsors, I say that I need to pay 15 people through them every month, but in a regular are 12, so 3 I liar, a little bit
Not like
VAT.
it's like-
Yeah.
You never know.
Yes.
Would you need 3 more or not?
Yes. But plus we have Plus we
Like
have Plus we have a lot of volunteers, and the volunteers are the new forces.
Only for the event or like whole year?
The whole year we work a lot last few years on volunteers, and now, for example, 10 of them will bring on Tallinn Music Week. We will make exchange, so 10 youngsters from Macedonian volunteer team will send there to work on Tallinn Music Week. So we don't work just on new faces. We work on new forces also in Macedonia. So
Nice. Daniel, how many people you have in the office working on the Bush conference?
Only on the conference? It's basically 2 people. Yeah. It's my partner Danish, who is head of the conference program, and his assistant, actually.
How many people you have working for SHIP?
It's like 5 of us in export office, so it's 5 of us. I think 4 of us, but 4 and 5 it will be just on the conference, but on the site we will see.
Oskar, tell us.
It's less than you would imagine.
I'm not imagining.
Okay, so you have 3 people.
I've been in the office.
We have 3 people working on the conference, and this is the program team. For the Eurosonic booking, it's me and my colleague. It's 2 of us. And for the Dutch day, it's 1 person. So this means 3 people program conference, 3 people program the festival. And we don't work, so I only book, let's say, for 6 months. The other half of the year I do other stuff for Eurosonic. And the same for my colleagues from the conference. They only work half of the year on the conference program. The rest of the organization goes, depending on the time of the year, in about 20, 25, maybe 30.
Yeah, but that's part-time.
But
yeah?
this is all part-time. Yeah. So but then of course the team expands massively, let's say in the lead-up, of course, but that's for everybody. Yeah.
Okay. So login, maybe you are not in the EU, but there's many of you. Okay, guys, I think we are getting slowly close to the end. So we are actually on the end. So let's see, Is there any questions from the audience? It will be appreciated, much appreciated, if you have anything to ask and if you're interested in the showcase conferences. Those are the right people to ask. Anyone? No one. Don't be shy.
I have a question.
Thank you.
Do you guys measure the impact of your conferences? Do you have some way to check if anything happened because people connected there?
Yes, tonight in Kvaka 22 play one Macedonian artist, and I'm very happy because I think that Pink Conference help not just Lufthansa who play tonight, but help many artists. We have a very nice experience with Peria, for example, from Macedonia. They play Womex, they play Brussels, they will play a lot of festivals this year. I think also happened with Dina Yashari and many other artists. Very slowly, but artists start to understand these conferences that is made for them, not for me.
In fact, the other half of the year that I'm not booking, I'm doing exactly that, reporting on the success of Eurosonic or what the bands achieved or how did we help them. The easiest way to explain it is we basically track the number of bookings from our partner festivals that they booked at Eurosonic. So you have all these bookers, they see the bands in the evening and they book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. And we go through the lineups of their festivals and say, okay, this many bands were booked thanks to Eurosonic. But now we started doing another thing, which is actually tracking them also for their fan base. So this means, let's say, how many followers they got thanks to Eurosonic, or how many more streams they received because of Eurosonic, or how much airplay they received thanks to Eurosonic. And then you can also basically monetize that. And the result last year when we tried this first time was that, in fact, this was one of our funders, which is the Collective Royalties Agency in the Netherlands. They invested a certain amount of money and we tripled that amount. Only with Dutch bands. We didn't look European-wise yet.
Through Sunshine, it's our own system, but there is originally also.
Any more questions? Please.
How much does Showcase Festival affect bands that play locally in local showcase, and how much does it affect of them going abroad to Eurosonic or to PIN from here? What are your experiences?
I find local showcases very important because that gives me an insight of what's happening in the region. So coming to Kontakt is for me amazing because, I'm talking about Scheiser Bitter Lemon or I'm mixing up Gali from last night, exactly. So yeah, you have all those bands that you are actually they're on your radar, you know about them, you read about them, they're in your inbox, but you haven't seen them live. And if I see them on YouTube, maybe it's not going to be the real experience. So coming here, seeing them in person, I make a note. I'm like, oh, this was great, this was maybe the sound wasn't great, but the band smashed it. It's really important to have this local showcase, which actually helps you to get a real picture of it. And then coming to Eurosonic, it's about the band having the right plan. So the band really needs to know what they want to achieve, and if they don't do the preparations, it can be tough for them.
And just to mention one more thing, when the foreign delegates come on some conference, bands expected to be, all of them, visited and watch, what is impossible for us because we have lunch, dinner, breakfast, so we need to also do all this stuff. And but for example, I'm 3 days here and I don't meet any new artist, any manager who come to us to say hello, I give you a CD, so blah 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 blah. So it's not just the show. The important is also for the team who follow the artist. And yeah, so it's conferences are important because I can tell you one thing what I make with Dubiosa. We played Bubble Met 10 years ago in France, because we go in France to play free, because we want to find a French agent. So
Open the French market for the band.
yes, to open the, thank you for help. So to open the French market, and day after the show I saw one of the biggest booker for us in Europe. I will don't mention the guy. So I was pick the guy and organize my friends to come in after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 50 minutes to tell me that, hey, your band was crazy yesterday, was great yesterday, blah blah blah. So I come to this fucking booker and say, hello, how are you? Can we drink one drink, 2 drinks? 5 minutes later, my guy come to me, first one come and say, hey, Dubiosa was fucking amazing yesterday. The second one come and say, Logan, I need to book this band. Third one coming after and the guy who don't want to sit with me and drink with me beer say, hey, let's fucking do this. Do BO, and we play this big show after a few months. So. Also, it's not just important the artist. All the other people involved in the industry must to visit that conference. Need to make his own network for his artists. So this is the story. What you listen and don't pay nothing.
Thank you, Logan. Any more questions from the audience? Okay, I have one more question, but for Oskar, for the end. Like, does it make sense for you to like make maybe like in this region association between like local showcase conferences, like with PIN, MENT, SHIP, Bush, and to make like association of showcase conferences from this region to share the knowledge, to improve the organization?
I think that would be amazing. I think that, you know, just seeing this program that started on the first day that we arrived here, New Faces, I think it's a great start of, let's say, a collaboration between those local regional showcases to work on a market that can actually sustain bands from the region. Because if you think about it, you know, I'm coming from Slovenia, and if you want to tour in Slovenia, you can play 3-4 cities, and then you run out of steam. It's done. Then you can just go in circles. So if you open up towards Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, Macedonia, you know, then you can tour. And this is the privilege that, for example, countries like France or Germany or Benelux have. You know, Benelux is a great example. It's 3 countries. They can easily tour, and they have similar language. They have this culture is the same. So this is already happening. Huh? It's already happening in this region. But I think it's so important that this gets embraced, and I think that also the EU should help with this, because it is in our interest to work together and to also this way create this region a stronger part of Europe.
Do you think like Bush will be interesting for that, like to make association, and maybe eventually Kodruca from Romania, and we can have easily like a showcase association in this region? Will help you to do better your job and to your government to recognize you.
We don't make coalition with Orban. Sorry.
We neither.
So let's make a pact.
Okay. So thank you. Please give a huge applause for my guest.